Should we start?
Yes.
Yeah, we are in live.
Okay. So, namaste everyone. Thank you for
Fine.
joining again. I'm requesting everyone to kindly be on mute. Yeah. So, namaste everyone. We are again back with our another show uh, of Azad Hind Fauj. So this time we have Mr. N. Mohan Rao ji with us, who will be presenting the topic "Nation First with Patriotism." So let me tell us about the platform. So Azad Hind Fauj, the platform is mainly has the main objective of bringing the retired army personnel and asking them and giving them the platform so that they can share their experiences, so that the younger generation can get inspired. So actually we are seeing the deracination of our younger generations. So therefore actually we want an inspiration that should come from within the armed forces. So what's better than the retired army personnel who have served our country and have and gave us a lot, right? So we every month we do this program with distinguished speakers in regarding their experiences and their the morals they hold. And again we are back with another program, and this time it's Mr. N. Mohan Rao ji. So let me tell you, before giving him the platform, so let me introduce him. Introduce N. Mohan Rao ji. So Mr. Mohan Rao ji is a junior commissioned officer, and he's a retired officer, of course. So he has served in the army for 24 years and then retired as a junior commissioned officer. So he will be presenting on the topic "Nation First with Patriotism," which emphasizes the idea that loyalty to one's country should be a top priority, where citizens place the welfare and prosperity of the nation above personal interest or divides. It advocates for a deep sense of pride, respect, and responsibility towards one's homeland, encouraging active participation in building a better future for the country. Patriotism in this context isn't just about national pride or nation's pride, but also about contributing positivity to the nation's development, unity, and values that is very much essential for the society. So let me give the platform to N. Mohan Rao ji. If you can carry forward the session, that will be very pleasing to us. Namaste. You are on mute.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Good evening, everybody who has joined this platform, Azad Hind Fauj. It was a pleasure to me that I got an invitation from Mr. Adarsh Anand, and I've been told to conduct a session regarding any of the topics which I choose. So I have chosen uh, patriotism with nationality is the most important thing in the context of today's world. Because see, while we were in army, and I was born in the environment of the army. My father was an army of NCO. So he retired in 1987. So I born in Calcutta during before the start of 1971 war. My father just participated in 65 war against Pakistan, and then he got a posting to command hospital in Kolkata from Nagaland. So then I was born here, and I moved around, and traveled length and breadth all over India, except few states. So where we have seen many things which are really sometimes it's very sad also that in today's context it is very important because we don't know what is nationalism and what is patriotism. And just holding your tricolor is not nationalism. And showing any sort of this thing, love to your tricolor and your this thing, to is not will not be called as a patriotism. Patriotism, nationalism is all about when see we love our country, we love our motherland, and we show pride in being uh, citizen of this country. And patriotism, where we show it is not that a soldier who is holding a rifle and guarding his border is patriot about his country. Not every citizen of this country should be proud of its nationalism and proudly holding the patriotism towards your country. And in today's world, you see many of the countries, if you take an example of Israel, every single citizen is a nationalist and every single citizen is patriot about his country. They are fighting tooth and nail against the enemies. They are fighting against those people who invaded their country from a small part they are contributing. And today's, in our context, in our country, it is lacking because youth is busy in his own world from schooling to graduation, graduation to joining any job and continuing his or her livelihood is the most important thing for them in today's world. But as far as nationalism and patriotism is concerned, it is not being taught in even in the schooling system. I feel sorry when we were children, when we were in the school, we used to celebrate our 26th January and 15th of August in our schools. But it's very sad that today's children are sleeping when there is 15th August celebration, when there is 26th January celebration. We eagerly used to wait for 26th January when we could see our armed forces preparedness and boast upon the strength and the power which our India is having. Because we are surrounded with two hostile countries, and now we are having yet another country who is hostile towards us. So, as far as we concerned, the children of this generation, as I told, that they don't uh, go to the school, they don't celebrate 26th January, they don't celebrate 15th of August as a proud moment for them. So, as I mentioned, that 15 and 26, these are the two important days when we became republic and when we got independence. So now many things have changed from our schooling to today's schooling. The competition and the environment is totally different. As far as uh, we are concerned, we have seen not much pressure on the students at that time. Any average student could get a decent job, but not today. That is understandable. But as far as nationalism and patriotism is concerned, it should be instilled in the children's mind from a very tender age, from where they learn that the nation they are living in is most important for them, and its single piece of part to be protected and saved by us by showing patriotism toward our youth, which the younger generation must be taught in all spheres of the society, in the house, in the environment. It is not necessary to teach them in the school, but it is necessary to instill discipline in their mind. In this context, I remember when I read Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, when he was struggling against Britishers, तुम मुझे खून दो मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा, that was the slogan of the Azad Hind Fauj. And at that time, Netaji mentioned that each and every citizen of this country, at that time, India was undivided. And at that time, he said that each and every citizen of this country must be joining the armed forces for minimum of 6 months so that they learn the discipline. They, uh, they are ready to fight against the enemies with whatever power they have. Because if you have a disciplined mind, if you have a disciplined environment in your mind, then obviously you will not dissuade your mentality from this to that. Today, in today's country, which is really lacking, and we must encourage our children, the younger generation, to learn about the history and to learn about the nation, and we shall be proud of our nation, and we must show patriotism towards our country, because this is the only land we can boast. Today, India is becoming a in coming days, India is going to become a powerful country. It is having already the most largest, fourth largest army in the world, the second largest air force in the world, the fifth largest navy in the world. So my point is that the patriotism has to be instilled, because for us, nation is first. Nation is first means, from if a soldier is soldiering the border, for him guarding the frontiers of the nation is his duty with complete dedication. It is not necessary that every individual is patriot. Every individual can't be patriot, because in democratic setup, you cannot force anyone to be patriot about your country. For them, many have their own opinion. But at least when we listen to our national anthem, then we must respect that shows is nationalism. Yes, I love my country. And when comes of performing any particular duty towards your nation, that comes as a patriotism. So my point is, as we studied in schools like Indri Vidyalaya, somewhere, some convent school, and later on some government funded school. But today it is really, really in a very sad situation that students are not learning what they are saying. The most important thing is discipline. Discipline in every sphere of life, because a very tender child will learn what he has been taught. So as my uh, children were studying in school, so they studied in a convent school. So I used to get angry when they used to sleep during or take rest during 15th of August or 26th of January. So I used to school them that why you are sleeping. This is not the time to sleep. This is the time to enjoy the freedom which we got from after a long, long struggle of hundreds of years of Gulami from Britishers. So today, if you don't enjoy the freedom, then when you are going to enjoy? And similarly, the 26th of January, when we see what our country has achieved in last 12 months by our acquiring new defense technologies, new culture, what the states are boasting about, what the state has developed in those 12 months. So that is the platform where we can see each and everything in a very shorter span of time. So sparing 2 3 hours for your nation is not that important. People think that no, things are happening, so why I should be concerned about it? No, it is each and every citizen of this country's responsibility to participate in nation building through whatever may. That is called patriotism. It is not necessary you hold a gun and go to the frontier and fight over it. It's not necessary. If you have the courage, if you have the mentality, then you do whatever possible, wherever possible. That is most important. So in today's context, people just turn their eyes. See, if you show a small thing, like if a government property is being protected by you, like if it is getting vandalized or someone is damaging it, if you protect it, if you stop it, you know, this is national property and we all must protect it. We all must protect it for others to be used. So that way also we can contribute to the society by nationalism and showing patriotism toward your whatever we. So that way also things change. So yeah, I urge the younger generation to go through the history, read what our warriors have fought, and how they struggled to maintain this beautiful country and make this country a strong country in coming years. Today's political scenario and changing scenario in the world is demanding to show your nationalism and be patriot about your country and your responsibility. Because if in today's context, if we do not realize the alarming situation surrounding us, then in coming days we will be again having the same scenario what we had in the past, our ancestor had in the past. So if once we close our eyes toward our responsibility and towards our nation and its impending threats, one country like India can have maximum of 15 lakh of armed forces strength. But India is having a strength of 140 plus crore people. So in that condition, every citizen can't be a armed forces person or a military police person. But every person can be nationalist and every person can be patriot about its country. That is the most important thing. So today's generation must learn the importance of nationalism and patriotism, and we must abide by it because if we do not do, and if we do not instill that into our younger generation, then it becomes difficult for us in coming days because threat is looming large on our society and on our country. So nationalism must be there, and we must protect our country from any sort of eventuality by whatever means possible. So in this regard, I don't want to elaborate so much on it, but actually today I am not keeping well also, down with cold, cough, and fever. So I won't be able to divulge much on the topics. But I would say that I during my travel in the army time with my father and with myself also. We have seen this country is a beautiful country with university in diversity. So we have a very mixed culture all over. Sorry for the interruption.
हाँ जी जी।
So the youth of this country must enjoy what we have, must celebrate our nation's achievements through whatever means possible, and the youth must consider themselves to be lucky to born in this beautiful country and enjoy it and see how each and every individual is contributing because the responsibility is not about any single person. It's about every individual who is living in this country and who is a proud citizen of this country. Then only we will have a beautiful country because I have seen in many programs and many occasions that whenever there is a national anthem, uh, 90% people do stand for the national anthem, but 10% are there who do want to even give a heed to the national anthem. They just keep on doing their activity. Like if there is a national anthem, then we must stand still for 52 seconds. If we cannot stand still for 52 seconds, then you just think about the national guards of British Army, those who guard 10 Downing Street. So come whatever, they don't move a a millimeter. They don't shake their head. So that is called patriotism. So if we cannot respect our national anthem, then what about other things? We have Vande Mataram. So that is also important. So which we need to learn. See, our culture is very diverse, but we live in a beautiful country which is surrounded by many good countries and many enemies countries. So if we do not, in today's scenario, our national flag has grown a lot, like in Ukraine and Russian war, where our national flag holding students have come from that country. Even Pakistani students, they took Indian flag and said that we are safe with this flag. And they came from Ukraine. Chinese came from Ukraine with holding this flag. So we must be proud about the achievements which our government is achieving. So this must be told to everybody, and this must be elaborated within the society, because we have the mindset of forgetting things in a very short span. Like during, I just tell you two examples. In the past, there were many terrorist attacks in our country where we lost many lives, like on 13th of December, just day before yesterday, the anniversary of Parliament attack, where we lost many valiant soldiers while protecting our Parliament. And before that, we had a 26/11 Mumbai attack. And again, tomorrow we will be celebrating Vijay Divas. We liberated one country. I'm proud that my father participated in that war. And we liberated that country. We gave birth to a new country like called Bangladesh. And see the situation in today's context. What is the scenario in Bangladesh? We must stand together for our nation. A nation is strong only when its citizens are strong enough. If they defend on their soil, it is not necessary that to fight everything you need a soldier. It is necessary to have that discipline and that courage in your mind and in your heart that no, this country is mine and its single asset is mine. So that uh, feeling must be there in our. So things have changed in today's world, and it is changing rapidly. So I would request all my young colleagues to be proud of this country, because we are strong, we are good, we have our own everything safe and secure as long as our country is safe, as long as our country is strong. The moment our country becomes weak, fragile, everything is gone. So one must be vigilant and one must be very careful about um, holding this country together and contributing whatever possible way that is more. So I conclude on this part at the moment.
Yeah,
Anything
thank you,
I
Mohanji.
people
So even though
will
your health is not that good, and still you came, so thank you so much. So also, and Mohanji, so actually we need to ask you, for example,
I told
regarding
you
this generation. So this is the
download my
generation.
wouldn't come.
Okay. Thank you for coming still. So, Monji, so actually, I need to ask you about this particular generation, which is called Generation Z, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Actually, is the spirit of patriotism declining? Generation by generation, is the spirit of matlab, the patriotism is down in this generation. Are you seeing this, or are you witnessing, vice versa? Are you witnessing the opposite?
See what I told you. We haven't fought any war for last 53 years.
Hmm.
First of all. So there is a say, na, those who have not seen the darkness, what they will understand what is dark.
Hmm.
Like today's scenario, nobody know what is all about a war and what is all about a troubled state. If you look at Ukraine and Russia war, the most powerful, second powerful country in the world was Russia. And today it is fighting a nonsense fight against a very small country. And that small country has destroyed complete Russia. Their people, citizens are running away from their country to join the forces. Israel was developing so fast, but a small incident sparked in that country, and now Israel is fighting to survive. Similarly, if today's generation don't understand that what is nationalism and what is patriotism, what our ancestors have thought about it, if they don't realize and don't divulge on the larger issues of coming generation. See, to win anything, you need to have power. Soft power, muscle power, money power, military power. Those who are having are superpower. Whether in society, good, bad, everything is there. But as far as country is concerned, you need to have a strong military and strong weaponry so that the enemy don't dare to look into your territory at any cost. Like in the past, China used to have an aggressive attitude towards India. They have acquired around 62,000 square kilometers of land of India after 62 war. Why we lost our 62 war? That is a big debate. In later time, anytime, as far as wars are concerned, I would tell you all about it. But we lost around 62,000 square kilometers of area to China. And China is enjoying that. So if we don't have strong military and strong leadership, then obviously our younger generation will be suffering. So to save our younger generation, to have a greater sense of pride and greater sense of responsibility towards your nation, it is very important that you love your country and show patriotism towards you. That is the most important part. And one must learn, and it is the duty of our guardians to tell them about our country and tell them about the importance of being a nation, being a strong nation. If you have a weaker section, weaker nation, then obviously people will laugh at you. People will make jokes about it. It is similarly, if you have a weaker representation in society, people laugh at you. If you are strong enough, people will praise you. And it is all about to have strong backbone. Means if you being attacked, then you must have the strength to retaliate and give rebuttal as per your capability. Like in uh, Uri and Pulwama attack, government of India gave a befitting reply to Pakistan and its infiltration. Zero tolerance towards infiltration and terrorist activity in Jammu Kashmir and Maoist activity in different states like Andhra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. So today we are heading towards zero uh, Maoist in these regions. Why? Because we strongly worked on it to eliminate the word uh, from the society called uh, Maoist. So things are to be learned and it must be taught to the younger generation that there is a country which is more important to you. If you have strong country, then you can have anything in your hand. If you have a weaker country, you may be a villain, but one day you have to run away from your locality because your billion will not save you. You cannot have your private army of 5,000 or 10,000 people. Like in the case, now I don't want to get into all those things which have happened in the past. If I tell you about Kashmir, then it will be 1 hour and more. If I tell you about Pakistan, if I tell you about Punjab, if I tell you about Bangladesh, so the topic will get elaborated. Today's my topic is about nationalism and patriotism. Later on, whenever you uh, invite me to this platform, I will definitely tell that why it is important to be more wafadar, loyal towards your country. And patriotism must be there and nationalism must be there because if you don't have a good, strong country, then we are not.
Okay.
Anything else?
Okay. If anyone wants to ask any question to Mohanji,
How many have joined? Not seen
so
the
today
number.
total 12 or 13.
Okay, fine. So they are from any particular place or they are from
No, from diverse places of the world.
diverse place. So can we have an introduction from everyone?
I don't think uh, they will be comfortable and
I said
uh,
so. No problem.
yeah.
No problem. It's okay. Now, see, we have an audience of 12 people, and it is important that whatever we have discussed about, it should be spread in 12 directions. So
Hmm.
from there, at least some people learn about why it is important to have a strong nation and why everyone should be patriot about your country. It should be like this is where that is the way we can reach to larger people in coming days so that people get connected to more and more about what is the importance right now.
Hmm. Also, Mohanji, many often we see, actually the people of our country, right, has some, soft feelings regarding the enemy states. We have witnessed this in the Afzal Guru case. We have witnessed this in the Ajmal Kasab case too. So actually, we witnessed the mercy petitions that were filed for both the terrorists. So actually, so why do you think actually such people grow on our land, and why this phenomena keeps happening time and again?
See, in our country till 2014, uh, there was one ecosystem, and the ecosystem was the playing chori chupa here. Now, many things are coming to fore, many things are coming to uh, our life that we are now getting to know that what leadership was doing when our country was invaded or what leadership was doing when our country was attacked. So In that context, if I calculate, I just tell you a simple point. In 1999, when there was Kargil, the war broke during March 1999. People saw that some infiltration was taking place in the heights of Kargil and other heights of Tiger Valley and the approaching heights of Jammu and Kashmir highway. So they have captured very strategic points. Pakistan has captured very strategic points. You see, at that time, Indian Army was unaware about it because during previous government's regime, what we have seen when I served in Jammu and Kashmir, so we have to take permission if there is a firing from Pakistan side. We have to wait for permission from Delhi to give a reply to Pakistan's army's firing or shelling. And in today's scenario, there is no need of taking any permission from the formation headquarter, brigade headquarter, or deep headquarter, or army headquarter, or command headquarter. The channels are like this. If you retaliate to your enemy in your from your own land, then the permission has to be taken before this regime during the earlier government regime when I was in Jammu and Kashmir during 1992-93 and during my father's I as a kid also I stayed in Jammu and Kashmir. So at that time it was just, it was not like a undivided country. It was not at all. During when I was child, we traveled in Aklur region. So it was never been a case of like we have a divided borders or we have a different countries. Only two, a small riverine was there as a border. So people used to take their animals to that land. Their animals used to come to our land. They graze the field and then take back their animals to their houses. Our people used to bring their shepherd to their own houses. So that was the case. I'm talking about 78. And when I was there as a soldier in 1993-94, even in during 1999 Kargil time also. At that time also we saw that fragile and weak Indian Army, Indian Air Force or Indian Navy. It was a very weak armed force. We did not have sufficient equipment and military power to sustain the power of China during 62 war when we lost it. My father was a participant in that war. And during 71 and 87, there are many issues which we have seen. So at that point of time, Indian Army was to wait to get a reply from the formation to give a reply to Pakistan's fighting. But in today's context, if there is one small shelling takes place, even new people must be aware about it. That there is no cross-border firing from Pakistan because Pakistan knew that if we start selling for 100 rounds, they will not stop until there is complete dust and dune is being destroyed in that locality of Pakistan. So that has changed in last 10 and a half years of this government. So people don't know about it. See what has changed. Country has improved from one point to a top-notch level. And if we talk about the impending scenario in Bangladesh, that is also being a provocation to have another war in Southeast Asia region, which other superpower, NATO superpower, want to have another hostile situation in South Asia region. So that things are very complicated, right? So one must understand and one must be very, very careful and very much aware about what is happening in and around our society.
For sure. Thank you, Mohanji. So, since we are
Sir,
running out of time,
I
yeah,
have one
yeah,
question, sir.
please.
Sir, 1970, 1947 or 1965, 71, Kargil war. What were the wars India achieved success, sir, victory? In all four wars we
90,
won, or please throw some lights.
yeah, I tell you. Uh, the moment India got partition and independence, Pakistan has waged a war on us during 1948. So that was a not full-fledged war. They tried to capture the Kashmir region. So they attacked us. In 72 hours, they almost reached Kashmir. At that time, the king of Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir, he approached the Nehru government for reinforcement. Otherwise, if that has reached in time, we would not have Pak occupied Kashmir. Actually, it was a very, very, you can say, it was not at all a good planned sort of partition of the country. It was not at all in a planned way. They did it. And after 48 win, the Kashmir Raja Hari Singh said that we will have accession into Indian India, but that was also delayed by that time by Nehru regime. So that was another fault. And later on, India has shown very soft corner and very weak approach towards China. And they started a slogan of Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, which was total a false and false narrative and false. It was a doomsday, you can say. 62 was a doomsday for us. My father was fighting that war in Tawang region. So even I am fortunate to serve that region. So we have seen, if any of you have an opportunity to visit Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh, then must visit Captain Jaswant Garg. Uh, you will see the bravery of that one single soldier and Shala and Noora who sacrificed their life for our motherland. That is called patriotism. And they have fought for 72 hours. They held up the entire brigade of China. And later on, they have been captured and they have been killed. So that was a history. And if that would not have has happened, then we would have lost up to Calcutta. They would have reached Calcutta. But that 72 hours made possible to have a ceasefire. And from there, they bombarded our Tezpur airport. They finished our Tezpur airport, but somehow they could not reach Kota. Fine. And after 62 war, it was a poor planning. We lost it very shamelessly. And after that, they acquired around 62,000 square kilometer of land, our motherland. Then came 65 war, where our very valiant Prime Minister reached up to Lahore. Morarji Desai, our Lal Bahadur Shastri ji reached up to Lahore. He had won that war, but lost on the table by signing Tashkent Samjhauta. Fine. From then, we had a fight to liberate Bangladesh from the clutches of Pakistan Army. We fought 71 war and we had finished that war in less than 30 days. With the leadership of General Manekshaw, we had won that war and liberated Bangladesh. to make another country called Bangladesh. So these are the wars which we had won in the past. And during 87, we had seen Operation Prospect, which was eventually leading to a war with Pakistan, but that could not happen. But during 99, we had a full-fledged, not full-fledged, it was a region-centric, Kargil region-centric war with Pakistan, which we had definitely won, and we captured all the tops which have been captured by Pakistan regular and their soldiers. So that those points have been won back from the Pakistan army. And
Okay.
in this scenario, I will tell one point that any of you must have heard that during the war going on, uh, Bill Clinton dialed up Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji and telling him that Vajpayee ji, it is to inform you that Pakistan is going to launch nuclear attack on India, and I would request you to stop the operations in Kargil region. So Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji responded in a very sharpest manner, and he said that I realized and I made it a point that India is going to lose around 50 crore of its citizens by Pakistan's nuclear attack. But I would ensure that tomorrow's morning is not seen by Pakistan anymore, and Pakistan's name will be wiped out from the history of nations. So that was a strongest rebuttal to American president by any Indian prime minister like Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So this is how we must boast about our nation and our nation's growing strength.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much, Mohanji. So since we are running out of time, we need to wrap this session up. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming, and also to the audience, we need to thank because for patient listening. And again, we will be back next month with another distinguished speaker who will enlighten us with the views. And thank you so much. We will meet again. Thank you. Thank you, Mohanji.
thank you. All the best. All the
Thank you.
very best, everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.